Good morning, everyone. It's Shelly. Happy Thursday. If you are on Facebook or any social media for that matter, throw up a Throwback Thursday photo. I need to do that. So, it's like I can't talk. So, what I was going to talk about today are the signs that the law of attraction are working for you and what they mean. So this one, there, that's better. So when you are using, good morning, Valerie. When you are using the law of attraction to your advantage, you will start to see signs that it's working. And thanks for the thumbs up, whoever did that on YouTube. So what do those signs mean? Here's the fun part. Like, everybody's looking for like that magic button, like, ooh, if I see a feather, this is happening. Or if I see a bird fly by, this is happening. The signs mean whatever you give them meaning. Like, I see numbers all the time. I'll like look at the clock or I'll look at the date or, like feedback on one of my sales platforms, and there's like this sync of numbers, and those numbers just validate that I'm on the right path for me. I'll see signs like I'm cruising through town and I hit every green light. Or I hit every red light and I'm like, whoa, what's going on? Yesterday, I'm just mulling this over in my head, talk about like signs and confusion. I took Oscar to a person's house. They're on rover.com. If you don't know about rover.com, it's just like this website. It's kind of like Uber or something. People use their own homes to pet sit or do doggy daycare overnight or whatever. And I've used it before and it's worked really well. And so I took Oscar for a meet and greet at this house. These people are so cool. But the struggle getting there and the struggle getting home was just kind of bizarre. Like, getting there, my GPS took me on kind of this wild ride that ended up in this traffic jam of construction, which was just, and then I missed the road because there was all this construction. I had to turn around. And then when I came home, I was like, I'm going home. I'm going to go home the way I know how to get home. I'm not using my GPS. And there was a railroad crossing that was, I think, malfunctioning, and there was a traffic jam that I got into that it took me, what should have taken me about 10 or 15 minutes to get home, took me 45 minutes. And so I'm just like, why did all of, like, I'm like mulling that over in my head because I know that those are signs. So does that mean I shouldn't bring him to that place? But the thing is they were so cool and I felt totally comfortable there, and they had a great yard and a great house, and they had other dogs there that they were doing daycare for, and they have one that comes every day. And I'm just like, so I'm just going to have to either let that go or I don't know. Anyways, so those are the signs that you get. Like, when I like literally, this is like one of those like old wives' tales signs. If I am like going to bed at night and my palm just really starts itching, I'm like, sign for me. And sure enough, like overnight, I'll sell a bunch of stuff, or the next morning, like it happened yesterday. I was actually getting ready for bed, and while I was brushing my teeth, my palm was itching really bad. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And then one of my ThreadUp shipments got processed. So I was able to like level up all those prices. So it was like, there's more money. So, when I see birds fly really fast past my car when I'm driving down the road, that I've always felt like that was my dad just saying hi, because he passed away when I was 8. So signs are whatever you make of them. I was just looking at one of my Facebook groups and somebody said, I keep seeing red tartan, which I'm assuming I don't know what other kind of tartan there is than plaid. And they're like, what does that mean? Well, that means whatever it means for you. Is that your heritage? Is that something that you really enjoyed when you were a kid? Is that, like I notice every Camaro around, and I have for years, and it's because that's what I'm focused on. So when I see a Camaro, I'm like, hey, fellow Camaro driver. And before it was like, hey, Camaro driver that I wish I was, and now I am. So it's just like all of those signs, whatever you're looking for, if you are putting your manifestations out there and you're doing the work of the visualizations and doing the work of knowing that everything's going to happen better than expected, and being as positive as possible and looking at contrast as opportunities to make things better and opportunities to learn new lessons. And then you start getting these signs in, don't overanalyze them. Don't, when you see numbers, you can go, there's numerology. So if that's what you're really into, go for it. Like look up the numbers and see what all those 3s mean or what all those 10s mean or whatever. Look that up. That's great. But I've just come to the conclusion, I was doing that for a while, and now I've just come to the conclusion that when I see numbers, when I see these synced numbers, I'll just like think of my husband, and it really relates with my husband, because I'll think, oh, I should text him and just say hi because he's been at work all day, or see how his day's going. And I'll look at my phone and it'll be like 111 or 222 or 333 or whatever. And for me, that's just like, oh, we're just doing the same thing. And him and I sync a lot, like where I'll be like, oh, I should text him and ask him about dinner tonight or whatever. And then literally before I can even pick up my phone, it dings and it's him going, hey, were you going to make chicken tonight? And like, those things are just great. Like those are signs, those are amazing signs. And I just love them. But if you just like see feathers and it reminds you of your grandma that passed away, don't overanalyze that. Just know that that's what that is. Or if you are, the big signs, like the affirmation signs or whatever, are, if you're looking for a new job and then you're just putting it out there in the right way, as if it already happened, you're thinking of the perfect job, you're letting it go, it's going to be better than expected. And then 2 hours later, your cousin calls and says, hey, the company I'm working for is hiring and I thought of you. And you're like, oh my gosh, that's the perfect job for me. Don't overanalyze that. That's a sign. Now, if you get an opportunity and you're like, oh, that doesn't sound like anything I wanted, that's just the universe throwing stuff at you and knowing that you're still unsure. So don't jump on everything, but when something feels right, just go for it. Because even if you're like, oh, well, that's the perfect job and everything, but those weren't the hours that I wanted, you could still look into it, and maybe they have different hours, or maybe they're like, hey, those hours are only going to be temporary, or, oh, we know another company that's looking for somebody that, is more in your hour realm or whatever. So, yeah, so the signs are whatever they are to you. We all have different experiences and different situations that happen to us, and different, what do they call, superstitions. My grandma had a superstition that if you walked on different sides of a pole or went into a doorway on different sides, like if there's a middle thing, that you would get into a fight later. So many times when I was with her and we would like be walking along a sidewalk and I would go on one side of the post and she would go on the other, she would literally grab me and pull me over to go where she was going, because she had that superstition. And so I find myself doing that all the time now. Like you know, I'm always like paying attention to like if we're out for a walk or we're in a store or something, are we going on the same side of the post or are we going on separate sides of the post? So yeah, it's just interesting, and signs are everywhere and they're supposed to be there. Your biggest signs are your emotions and how you feel. Like those are your biggest signs. If you are putting stuff out there and you're still frustrated, if you are trying so hard to get better with money, but you're still like stressing out because you have that doctor's appointment and you don't know where that copay is going to come from, or if you don't have a copay, how are you going to pay for that visit? You need, you know, to take the dog to the vet, but you're putting it off because, you know, you don't have the money and you're just frustrated. You gotta let that stuff go. And that frustration is signs that you're not on the right track. You're pushing too hard. You're rowing upstream. That money for that vet bill is not upstream, it's downstream. So grab those oars and put them in the boat and just go, it's all going to happen better than expected. And then things will happen. Things like those signs that show up when you relax about those things and know you have faith that they're going to happen better than expected. You'll get a coupon in the mail. You'll, you know, find out that your brother-in-law knows a vet and can get you a big discount, or the money will come. The money will come. It doesn't always have to be some sort of discount or coupon. The money will come. Like you'll get paid back for something, or you'll sell something, or you'll get a little bonus, or you'll, you know, scratch that lottery ticket and win $500. Like those are the things that happen when you get in line. And when you'll know when you're in line because it feels good. You feel good. You feel happy, you feel joyful, you feel excited. Those are the signs, the emotional signs that you're on the right track. When you're frustrated, when you don't know how it's going to happen, when you just get totally discouraged because you try and nothing works, those are the signs that you're off track. Like those are the signs, you know, like the GPS yesterday, you know, took me on this wild, ridiculous ride. And did I feel good? No. In fact, I yelled bad words in the car very loudly. Hi, Karen. Hi, Julie. So that's my video for today. I have a dentist appointment, which I'm actually happy about because I had a crown put in July and it feels fine, but every time I floss, it's just, ugh. And so I pointed that out when I went and had a filling last week, and he said, I'm going to replace that crown for free. So I'm going in today and they're going to take that crown off and they're going to give me a temporary and fit me for a new crown. And that'll be great. Marley had his wisdom teeth pulled on Tuesday and he looks like a chipmunk. His little cheeks are all swollen up and I just feel so bad for him because he's in pain. But he's taking good care of himself and he's getting plenty of rest. But it just sucks when your kiddos are hurting and stuff. But he's actually being a real good trooper about it. But yeah, I've only had one wisdom tooth pulled and it was a super tiny one and she barely had to go in and get it. And so I guess I've just never like experienced all of that. Hi, Dyron. Hi, Mom. So yeah, I'm gonna go because I got stuff to do. But yeah, look for the signs. If they're signs that don't feel good, it's time to change. And if they feel great, keep doing that. So have a great Thursday, and I will see you tomorrow. Hi, Dyron. Okay, Bye. Oh, and if you are on, I gotta put my little plug in there. If you're on YouTube, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe, hit the like button, and yeah. And if you're on Facebook, thanks for watching. I appreciate you. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.